Hello, welcome to my craft room. I love pop-up cards. That's what I've been doing ever since I started my channel. And today we've got the butterfly pop-up. So I added a few things to the front. I hadn't done a get well or a thank you, which I have both of those choices. And of course, you can change it to whatever you'd like. You know, happy birthday or miss you or congrats or whatever you need for your occasion. So there you go. And then it opens up and it's this beautiful flower and butterfly. And if you want to write a long note, since there isn't a whole lot of room, you can do this with a slide out card to write a note. If you want to just sign your name, I got you covered on that too. So let's go make it. Okay, here we are on the front page of Cricut. This is an easy and fast card. So let's go first. We're going to search pop-up cards. And I have done all of these. The next one I think I'm going to do is the gift. I just finished the dragon one, but I have made all of these. So we are going to do the butterfly pop-up card. So you just click on it and then hit customize. Okay, there we go. Now, here's a decision that you can make right now. First, we're going to ungroup this so we can pull things out. Here's the envelope. You don't have to, I don't need to show you how to make that. You know how to make that. So I am going to keep it. I'm just going to hit this I right here under layers. And it's still there. It just won't cut it. Or you just can't see it right now. So here's your other decision on this. This is on the right side on the inside. And if you want to write a long note, then you make this piece of paper and then it slides. You see where those dotted lines are? It's going to show you where to glue and where not to glue. And then this is going to slide in there and then you'll see it on the little notch. If all you want to do is sign your name and you don't want to do this part, then delete this, and duplicate this and just do the exact same thing. Plain square on both sides. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do the whole thing. So now we need to make, we need to grab onto all of the images that we need for the front. Okay, so we need to get our images. So we are going to click here. All Cricut images start with #M. Okay, and the frame is that first number you see up there on the list. And as you see, I have all of your images all on a list here. So we're doing a 44C 59. There we go. You search for it, comes up. You can click on it and then it puts it down here by your insert. Get all 5 of your images all loaded up here on the bottom, hit insert once, or do them one at a time and hit insert each time, and get them all put on the canvas, and I will meet you at the canvas. Right now I'm going to fast forward through all of this because you don't need to see me type everything, and I'll meet you over at the canvas. Okay, here we are on the canvas. Let's get all these moved out of the way. Here's your frame and your banner. You'll see right here on this Get Well Soon, you'll see that I only used the Get Well. I didn't worry about it. I went ahead and printed out the whole thing. I just didn't use the Soon. If you want to make it smaller, then and so all 3 words will fit on there, go for it. It's your card. You get to pick. Okay, so first let's change some sizes here. Here's the frame. I'll make it bigger so you can see that. You're going to go into edit, and then where it says width, we're going to put 4. Okay, there we go. That's done. We'll change all the colors here in a minute. Sometimes I'll do height, sometimes I'll do width. It just kind of depends on what we're working with. The banner is going to be 3.75 wide. So you're going to go to width, 3.75. There we go. That's done. The thank you is going to be 3.25 wide. 3.25. There we go. The get well soon is going to be 2 inches high. So you, instead of width, you're going to go into height and you're going to make it 2 inches. There you go. Okay, let me move all these up here where we can see them. There we go. We're going to change all the colors here in just a minute. And your group of flowers is going to be 6.5 wide. And that will give you the right size flowers you need for the front. Okay, so let's go back to edit. And width is going to be 6.5. There we go. And we are going to duplicate this. You're going to need 2 of these. And I did 2 of these just because I was doing both for 2 of the banners, just because I was doing both for the to show you the option. But first, the easiest thing before you start duplicating anything is to change the colors. Now, of course, you can change this to any color that you'd like. I like the jewel tones, the bright jewel tones, but of course we had to have a light color too. So let's start with these guys, with this, okay? And I'm going to show you, if you have an image that has a score line or a pen line, then you can't do this in just regular edit. You can't change the color and stuff. You got to go into layers. So I'm going to pick all the stuff that we don't have to do in layers. We can do out here to change the color. So first, we're going to just change this because otherwise we're going to change it to this light pink. Otherwise we're going to lose it. So, and I'll explain that here in just a minute. There we go. Uh-oh, I think I still have the, no. Yeah, we're going to keep that and we're going to change this to the light pink. Sorry about that. You see down here where it says basic cut with the green, you're going to go up here and we've already got the light pink in there. So we're going to pick that. We are going to change this one to light pink also, but we've got to do that in layers. So we're going to change all those here in just a minute. We're going to change both wings of the butterfly. Now, if you don't mind doing it one at a time, you can, but here's a little tip. If you drag your finger or your mouse and you pick both, you can do both at the same time. So we're going to go back down here to basic cut. And I liked the bright blue. It doesn't matter if you're matching your colors exactly to what your paper is, as long as it's all the same color that you're changing this to. So it knows it's all the blue is, because it's the only blue you're going to be doing. Now, okay, we're not going to change the leaf color. We're not going to change the blacks. We are going to change the frame, and I'm just going to get all of these colors kind of set up so it'll be easier for us to change the colors again. And the frame is the bright purple. There you go. And of course, again, you can change it to whatever color that you'd like. This, the little banner that we're going to put the words on, also is the light blue. I mean, the light pink. I'm sorry. Excuse me. So we're going to change that. These, I wanted to match the frame. So we are going to change both sets of the words to purple. Of course, that depends on which one you're making, or you're making 2. I like having these cards pre-made for when something comes up and I need something. It really helps me out. So we have gotten everything that we can do right here with the edit button done. Like I said, if it has a pen mark or a score mark, you have to go into layers to change it. So here we're going to pull up layers. Also, let me show you something just real quick. This, your flowers, the easiest way is to go ahead and do it. I was going to show you this at the end, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. The easiest thing to do, and I know this is kind of silly, before we move into layers, we're going to go back into edit, and we're going to go up here, and we're going to change them all to the light pink. Okay. There we go. Now you see the leaves and the middle of the flowers need to be changed, but that way we don't have to individually go into each flower and change it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to these and change them. Okay, edit. We're going to change it. Let's do bright green. Okay, we're going to make all the greens the same color. So the I'm going to end up making this all the same color, like this guy right here. So we're going to change him. So you're only cutting out one green. Okay. Now these three little, the middles are the purple. So the purple. Okay. And then I'm going to show you an easier way at the very end. So we're not going to do all three of those in the purple. Now, we do need to do these in the purple, so let's find them. Usually the big one is at the very bottom. Okay, now you see I have this highlighted, and over here in layers, it's showing you both the basic cut and the score. You don't want to change the score, you just want to change the basic cut. So you highlight it in gray, and you go down here, and you change it to the purple, just like that. Very simple. It's not complicated. You just can't do it with your edit button. You have to go into layers to do it. Okay, so there's all three pieces of our flower, and we've got everything except the middle of the dots. That's purple. Let's go do this guy back into pink. Okay, let's find him. There he is, and as you can see, it's got that score, so we need to make it gray. We're going to go in here and change it to the pink. And let me explain this. Everything above the gap is colors that you already have on your canvas. Everything below it is just their basic colors. So you want to stay up in the top. Okay, there we go. We've got that. Then we want to change the card itself to match the butterfly. So you're going to highlight that. We're going to go in and we're going to pick that blue. Again, it doesn't have to match exactly what you're making, okay? Then on this, what I did was, number one, I did it out of bright white. That's your choice. And then the pen. Let me show you how to change the pen. You're going to go, you see how we changed the color of the paper? Now we're going to change the color of the pen. For mine, I want it to match the purple. So it depends on if you're even doing it, if you have the purple pen, and I picked the one that matched the flower closest. Okay, so there you go. Now my card has changed the ink. Okay, everything is ready except for the little dots, and I just want to show you this in case you don't know. You're going to go in here to sync. Okay, now we're going to check all of our colors. Remember I told you I only wanted one green because, you know, who wants to load up all different kinds of greens? You don't need that. So we're going to move this big background of the flower down to your leaves. You just hold down the three lines and drag it just like that. There you go. So now we've got black, we've got blue, green, purple, pink, and white. Okay, but our middles of the flowers are still, we still have two pink ones. So let me show you this, and I'm going to show it to you a couple more times. You can drag this up because we want them purple. As you can see, it's changed the color. Go back down here to pink and pick the middle of the flowers and drag it up into purple. Okay, then, so now let's chat. We've got black, blue, green, purple, pink, and white. So you're set. Okay. So let's turn off the sink. We just have one thing left to do on the flower set. You're going to need two. So we're going to go ahead and hit duplicate, and there you go. Now you're ready. Go cut this out, and I will meet you over at the craft table, and we will put it together. Okay, here we go. Now, my first tip, let's see. I use art glitter glue. There will be a link down in the description. I usually get it with the smaller, with the tip and the refill. It's just, it puts down really small pieces of glue. So you're using less and it dries fast. So that's why I like it. Now, first, we're going to work on the stuff that's going to go in the front on the cover. Here's one of the little flowers. Now, I didn't use all of the layers that's in this flower. I only used 4 because I am going to be sending this in the mail. That's also the reason why I didn't curl. Normally, if I was doing this for a home decor or if I was giving this to someone in person, I would curl the petals and make it more 3D. Plus, I don't want the cover to be really, complicated because the inside is so special. So, as you can see, I've curled these, and let me show you. If you want to curl your petals before you put them together, you can use a bone folder, you can use scissors, a handle of a scissors, you can use the back of a butter knife, it doesn't really matter. And you're just going to, this is craft foam. Anything soft like this will work. So, and you're just going to put some pressure down, okay? And you just keep pushing, as you can see. See how it's curling up? Can you see that? Okay. I like the bone folder better. It's just easier. And it doesn't put the little wrinkles in it. But it doesn't matter. It's a flower. Flowers have wrinkles. So, the back of a butter knife. Even, do you have a scraper? You can even use a scraper. Watch. Let me get this down. I need to get my little one out instead. There, see? You can even use the corner of your scraper. Okay, just like that. You're just going to keep running it down using some pressure, just like that. And of course, once you get all of them kind of curled up, you can always do this and make them a little, make them bend in a little bit more. Now, I already made one. And like I said, I only used 4 layers of the flower. Of course, you can use as many as you want, but I kind of wanted to match as easy as I could the one inside. So I used all of these that kind of have a heart shape on the outside. Okay, except for the very largest one. This is the biggest one. Okay, so I'm just going to do this to match the other one. And what I'm going to do is every time I lay one of these down, I'm going to put it in between the petals underneath. Okay, so, see how where these are in between? Now, the thing with this flower is the holes don't match up just exactly right. Okay, which we don't care. All we're looking at is where the flower is here. Okay, because the middle is going to cover it up. Okay, now this one is going to go in between. Again, you're just going to rotate it just a little bit. I like it better right there. There we go. Just so you can see the little layers underneath. And then this is your last one. Okay, and it's going to go right in between the one you just put on there. Just like that. And then we're going to put the little dot on there. We're going to get a bunch of this already glued so it can be drying while we're doing other things. So there we go. And we won't do the cover until after we get the inside done. So I'm going to go ahead and let these dry. I'm going to go ahead and do the words. Let me show you. This one's easy because it's all one piece. The thank you, see? But the get well is not. I tried a different one, and I think I probably told you when we were on the canvas, because it was so thin and these letters are small that it wouldn't, and the letters were so small that it really wouldn't cut well. And I am all about the easy, and I like this one just as well. Since I'm doing well. Okay, you're going to start all the way over here. So you're going to put the ELL part first. And you just want to get it straight. That's all. You know, not too complicated. Let's put the W in. Okay. It's just a card. Don't need a ton of glue. Okay. And then we'll do the get part. And we want to have, and I always dry fit everything. I mean, we didn't have to do this one because, of course, we know where it is. So now I want to figure out how far apart I want these, the words themselves, not the letters. Now, the flower is going to cover this corner right here. So you might want to move it over just a little bit more. The capital letters on the front of each word will help. So, you know, they know it's a separate word. Okay, right there. It's hard for me to see. I sit so far back so you guys don't see my head in the video that sometimes it's hard for me to see if I'm getting it straight. So let's cross our fingers since I am sending this to my aunt who just had an accident and I want her to feel better. So there's the get well. Okay, you're going to do the exact same thing with the thank you. Okay, you've got extra circles, it doesn't matter. So we've got the get well, we've got both flowers, so let's put that aside. Okay, now we're going to do the butterfly. Let's take the body out. Okay, the most important thing is the two that are alike on either side are going to glue together with the color in the middle. Now, while I was on the canvas, I think I discussed, if you have like a rainbow piece of paper or something and you want to cut these out of, hey, go for it. Okay, they are going to go right in between. But let me show you what the most important part is, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this. Okay, before I put the inside in, I'm going to show you this. You are going to match this up exactly. Okay, now you see these two slits right here, these two slots? That's the most important part. Okay, you have got to have both of those exactly right on top of each other because other things have to fit in there. Okay, but if you don't, you can always take your scissors and trim whatever, you know, extra you got stuck in there somewhere. So first on this, on the back piece, or well, it doesn't matter. There's a back and a front. So now you see how the blue inside is just a little bit smaller. Again, dry fit first before I start using glue. And we're just going to put a little tiny bit here. Sorry. There we go. And a little bit just here and there along the edges. Okay, because you definitely want it to glue on the edge. But remember, it's a little bit smaller. So, but if you get a little glue, it doesn't matter. Like I said, this dries clear. Okay. There we go. And then you're going to put this, and there's going to be a little bit of black showing all the way around. Okay. And now we're going to put this. This is the most important part. Remember, you want to make sure that these two slots right here are exactly right. And in order for me to do that so I can see it well, I may have to pull it over here a little closer to myself. Okay. So no problem. You go ahead and glue yours, and you're only gluing the butterfly part. You're not gluing any of this part. Okay. So now we are going to get this exact. Now, usually I will pick a spot to start at. There we go. Yeah. Now, do you see how, I don't know if you can see that, but can you see how the slots are both exactly the same? Okay, that's what you want to do. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on this side. Super, super easy so far. I know these, if this is your first pop-up card, that's a good thing because this one's pretty simple. It's really straightforward. Some of the other ones are a little, not more complicated, just more fiddly to fit all the pieces in together. Okay, and we're just going to repeat exactly what we just did over on the other side. Okay. And again, make sure your slots. Now, notice that one of these has a slot at the bottom, slot at the top, and one of them has two slots at the top. Make sure that you are matching those. But like if you'd already matched up your slots before you ever started gluing, you already know that. and you've already got them matched up. So I know that you know what you're doing and that you are not going to have a problem. Okay, again, we are going to match this up exactly and make sure that those slots are perfectly lined up. Okay, let me double check. I got to pick it up to see. It's sometimes it's easier if you can see some air through it. You can see the green. I don't know if you can see it that far from the camera, but you can see the green. Now, look, you see this? Now we're going to bend these there, you see that right there on the score lines? Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. I have done this before. Let me show you right here. This is the sunflower. And you see right here, this is exactly what we're going to do with this card. Okay. But I haven't done the butterfly before. So I may be folding these wrong. The Cricut instructions are not the best. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to show you guys all these different pop-up cards. I love pop-up cards. The people who get them love pop-up cards. Okay, there you go. You've got them folded. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to fold is the butterfly body. Okay. Now, in the front, you've got your fold. Now, the way I find it that's easiest is to put my thumb right here. Now, it's actually going to fold backwards, but we're going to fold forwards first. And I promise it's going to make sense. Because you don't have a score line on the back, so it's hard to do. So you're just going to keep putting your finger. This is so small and delicate that you're just going to have to be careful with it. Okay, and you're going to get it started all the way down. Okay. Now, once you have that started and you make sure that it's folding in the right spot, then all you got to do is switch it back. Okay, there, just like that. See? Okay, now here is your butterfly. Okay, now these thicker slits, you've got a thinner slit up here and you've got a thicker slit right here. You are going to put the two thick slits together. Let me show you from above. You still have the one right next to the wing and the one right next to this wing still open. Okay, it's the last, these last ones, the thicker ones. Okay, and you're going to do just like this. And that's why you want your slots to be exactly the same when you glue it together. Okay, do you see that? Okay, now you're going to turn it over. So you're on this side. And see these little slits right here? They're going to go in the first one that's right next to the wing. Okay, so you're going to slide it in. You're probably going to have to bend it just a little bit. Okay, let me get this one started too. And you're going to slide them all the way down until they stop. And if you dislodge your other ones, don't worry about it. You can fix that too. Which is what I did. See? There we go. Now, see, there's the back, remember? And here's the front. Okay, look, isn't that cool? Look, you've already made your butterfly. You're doing great. Okay, and then you can make sure that it folds, because of course it's going to have to, everything is going to have to fold in order for it to be to go into your envelope. Okay, now, and like I said on the canvas, I'm not going to do the envelope for you. It's 5 by 7, which is a standard envelope size that you can just buy a set at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or wherever for, I don't know. I wait till they're 50% off, so they're about $2 for 25 or something. And I also bought a ream of larger copy paper. It's 12 by 18. There's also a link in the description, because if I'm going to send this in the mail, I don't want it to be too heavy, and use cardstock to do that. Okay. Now, let's get our flowers glued too, because we need to get those going too. Okay, so first, okay, put this back. Okay, we don't need those quite yet. Now, these, there's score lines all the way around. So you're gonna, doesn't matter which one you start with, all of them. We got to get them all glued, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and these tabs in the middle go back behind. Okay, just like that. And then you're going to fold this tab up a little bit because this is going to match right here. Okay, you want it to line up with that fold. Okay, we need to do all 3 parts of the flower this way. Except there's one, we're going to do a few extra folds. Okay, there we go. Now, set that aside and let it dry. And then we're going to do this same smaller one the exact same way. Like I said, I put my fingernail in there. It just seems to bend it easier. The butterfly body was harder because it had all these little different, sections. These are easier. Bend these back. Bend this up. Okay. Then we're going to get this one glued in. And we're going to let them kind of get dry while we're doing a couple other things. And that way, they won't come apart when we hook them. Okay, you got that little one? Okay, now this one has a few more bends in it. See, there's some more score lines. So you're going to actually, not much, just a little tiny bit. Okay, instead of scoring in between your petals like we did this, you're going to score right in the middle. Not much, you don't need much. Okay, and let's do this one. This one goes up also, and these go back. Okay, just like this. There we go. And then we're just going to glue it the same as we've been doing the other ones. See, look how simple this is so far. You're doing a great job. I know these pop-up cards look hard, but they're not. And I have done almost all of them on my channel. I've got the dragon one I'm getting ready to post. I've got this one. I've got the gift, the one with the bow on it. And I will do that, both of those next week. Okay, there we go. We've got all three. So you're going to set those aside and let them dry. Then, now I know, I think I told you in the intro, but I'm going to tell you again. I picked all these jewel colors. Okay, look. And then the green. Of course, you need a light color to contrast with everything. So I just really like those bright colors. Okay, now let me show you this. I don't know if you made this. It depends on whether you want to write something. Okay. This goes over here, and this one goes over here. Okay. And this slides in here. The reason I made it white is so whoever gets it sees it and knows that they're supposed to pull it out. If I made it pink or blue, it would just blend it and they would know to pull it out. Okay, so you see how that's going to work. Okay, you see this. And then again, we're going to dry fit it first. Okay, you are going to try and get this the same width as this and the same width as that. You see that? And you're going to do the same on this side. And each side, okay, you're going to put this card aside for right now. Okay. Then, okay, this goes here, and there's a score line here that the machine made for you, and that means don't put any glue outside the score line, okay, because your card, the card I just showed you, has to slide in there. So it's not, you're not going to bend it or anything, it's just your guide on where to put glue. So we're going to put it on 3 sides, right here. Okay, this is the one with a notch. Okay, and then we're going to do the exact same thing we just did a second ago. We're going to make it pretty much the same distance all the way around. At least I hope we are, because I can't hardly see it. Now you will notice when you were doing this, when you were cutting this card out, or when we were designing it on the canvas, that this has a double score line in the middle. That's because this is kind of thick. So if they just had one score line, it wouldn't really fold all the way. So this has a little tiny double score line just to make your card, just a little bit thick. Okay, this plain one just goes over here, and we're just going to glue it. But you have to worry about not getting any glue in this circle part right here. Okay, so basically, you just need it around the edges. So we're just going to do it right here. maybe an extra one towards the bottom. This is not going to have any kind of stress on it. Now, some of the other cards I've made, the pop out actually pops out of these sheets, so you definitely want to make sure that you glue them in really good. But on this one, they don't, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, you kind of want to make sure that you've got everything sort of even. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a handmade card. Nobody expects it to be perfect. Now, for me, since I like to go ahead and stick some glue up under here, like this flower. It doesn't have a whole lot of structure to hold it in, okay? And then this one little piece of the butterfly wing, I don't want it to get mashed while it's being sent in the mail. And then a little tiny bit on these antenna, okay? I just don't want either it catching when they're trying to take it out. And then if this is bothering you, see I've got a gap right here. If that's bugging you, you can throw some glue in there too. Okay, just like that. There you go. Look, we've already got that. And I don't know if I explained to you on the canvas before, the reason that I kept everything, and I'm just going to show you this real quick. Okay, here's your frame. You're going to cut off these leaves, but I kind of like it like that. Okay, so it's gonna hit the very top, which I'll show you better here in a minute. And then you've got your get well or your thank you here. The reason I kind of did all of these in the same color is because I didn't want it to be so busy. You see here and here. Well, this is going to get moved over when we do it. Okay, because I just didn't want it to be so chaotic on the front that it overshadowed the inside. So, okay, there we go. There we go. And don't try this yet because your glue might not be dry. But I'm going to show you. You see how you've got plenty of room here from where the glue guide was? And there you go. And it'll go all the way to the end of that pink, just like that. Okay? But I'm going to take it out just in case I got a little tiny glue somewhere so it doesn't get glued in there. Okay, so we've got the front. We've got the butterfly. So now we need to do the flower. Okay. Okay, these little black pieces, we need to go ahead and glue these too. They're going to be last, so it's not super imperative. You're going to bend these backwards again, just like that. And then you're going to bend each one of these scores. Okay, it's going to be like a circle. Okay, there we go. One more. And then we're going to do it just like we did on the flower. We are going to glue this on the inside, see? So you're going to put the glue here, match it up with the fold, like right there. Looks good. Make sure that it actually, I didn't hold it long enough. I get this art glitter gets me spoiled and then I forget to be patient. Okay. It is going to fold along right here. Okay, where your tabs are matching. So if you want to fold it here and kind of smush it to make sure that your glue's getting in there good, you can. Okay, there you go. There's your inside, and we will push out the things here after we put the flower in. Okay, now we've got your green section. Okay, you see where these my Cricut's making noise. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. You see how these slits on the inside are thicker? That's because they're going to have two come through. You see this? But these outside ones are only going to have one because they're going to do your flowers. Okay, so what we're going to do, and let me show you really quick. It's hard to see on camera, but I'll show you the back here in a minute. This tab is going to go in this front slit. So you're just going to slide it in like that. You see that? Okay. And then you're going to glue it down going out. All of these on this side are going to go out this way. These on this side are going to go out this way. And you want to make sure that you're pushing it all the way to the fold, and either your fold is right along here. Okay, that's important. You don't want your fold showing. Okay, we're going to glue it super good here in a minute. We're just going to get it where we can mess with it. Okay, and then this side, if you want, you can go ahead and, I should have told you this before. It might be easier if you do this middle fold that I just did. Not much, just a little tiny bit. It might be easier. So you're doing the very outside slit. You see you've got the skinny one and 2 fat ones still left. And you see how I don't have it all the way to the fold. So you want to make sure that you push it all the way to the fold. Okay, and then you're going to glue it going out. Okay, there we go. We're going to glue all of these tabs in really good when we glue this into the inside of the card. Okay, so no need to worry about that. There you go. You've already got your first part of the flower done. Then the second one is the ones that we had the fold in the middle of the petals. And you're going to do the exact same thing into the very next slot. Okay, so you're going to take this and put it into the next slot, just like we did the other one. Okay, there, you see? It's in the skinny slot. You got 2 fat, 2 skinny. This is in the second skinny. Okay, put a little glue under here. There we go. Push it down, hold it for a second. Uh-oh, look, this guy is trying to escape and he's in the wrong spot. Let's fix that. Okay, and then this one goes in the appropriate opposite slot, which is the second skinny one. There we go. There you go. You see that? See, we still got 2 big ones here. Okay, and then of course you're going to pull it all the way to the fold and do that again. Okay. Now, the third part of the flower is going to go into the thicker one. And why is it thicker? Because you're not only going to put this in that same slot, but you're going to put this in that same slot. Okay, so first let's do the small flower. It's going to go into the next one, the thick one. Okay, let's get that started. Okay, and then let me show you on the back. See, you still have 1 empty one over here. Okay, so you're going to glue that down again. There we go. Just like that. And look, this one did, it got in the right slot this time. I got lucky on that one, didn't I? Okay. There you go, just like that. And just keep doing it. Look, 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 you almost got your flower done. So first, let's get them put in, let's get the one, and it's in the exact same slot that you just put that last purple flower in. That's why it's thick. You see that? It's in the same slot. Okay. You see that? You still have an empty thick one. Let's glue this guy down and make sure, remember, you always make sure you've got it to the fold. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I'm losing him. There we go. You just pull him until he's right into the fold. Okay. I squished him. There he goes. Okay, and we're going to do the exact same thing. It's going to go into the same slot that the purple flower went into. See, we still have an empty slot over here. Okay, so let's get him glued in. Okay, there you go. Look at your flower. It's really looking good. Before we bend these, we're going to go ahead and put these middles in. Now, you don't want to meet these butt up against each other. Remember how we did, where is it? We left a little space. If you have one piece of paper here and try to glue it in here and then fold it, it's not going to work. So we're going to leave a little bit of a gap. Okay, and I'm going to double check that this is going to fold. Okay, see, you always check. Okay, look, that's going to fold. And then when it opens, look at that. How cool is that? Okay, so we are going to put these in here, but you are going to leave some room in the fold. Okay, and you're not going to cover up your slit there. Okay, and you just want it so you're not really going to see this part, but you also don't want to see the green underneath your butterfly. So don't cover up this last slit. Don't cover it up because you got to put the butterfly in there. Okay, so we are going to put these in here, and you're going to put it all the way up to the edge of that slot. Okay, just like that. You still see a little bit of the green, but not as bad as it was. Okay, so let's put this one in on the other side, but my slot is still open and ready. Okay, there we go. And you will see you still have a gap of the green in the middle, which is what you want. Let's double check. Yeah, we're still folding good. There we go. Now we are going to take these and just kind of, you can do them one at a time if you want. It's a flower, so it's, you know, you want it to be kind of, you know, organic. You don't want it perfect. Okay. I just kind of push straight down on it, and it kind of makes them. Again, you're not going to see much of that because we're getting ready to put this butterfly in. Okay. So now you are going to put both of these in, and if it gets undone, it's okay. We can still fix it after you get it put in. But just the biggest thing is to make sure these two pieces of the butterfly are together. We can put the body back in really easy, but it's a little harder with the two pieces of the body. So both of these pieces here are going to go into that last slot, okay? This one right here, this last one that's empty. Okay, so you may have to work it a little bit to get both pieces. And I'll tell you what, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kind of fold them in towards each other. So that might be a little easier for me. Okay, now this, it's going to be hard for me to see. All you got to do is make sure that you get both of your slots in there. Okay, but you can't glue it or anything because it won't fold that way. So let me see if I can get both of them in there. Did I? I think I did. Ha-ha! Look at that. Okay, now what you're gonna, I've pulled it way too far. So hold on, let me show you. What you're gonna do is you're gonna glue one going that way and one going this way. Okay, so first I'm gonna put a little bit of glue here and a little bit of glue here. And then I'm going to slide it, just push it until it gets down just like that. See? Look at that. Do you see how that goes? Okay, now we're going to do the same on the other side. Okay. Sometimes if you bend these last tabs kind of in towards each other, they stay together a little easier. Uh-oh, look. See, this is what I was talking about. Don't worry about the butterfly body, but do worry. I mean, here's a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and take him out. If you want to take yours out, you can. If it worries you, you don't have to. Okay, there we go, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to do these last two tabs are going to go in that last slot. Did I get them? I did. Oh, I put them in the wrong one. I put them in the one that the flower middle and the first flower petals are doing. Okay, and if your little stamens or whatever those things are called gets a little mangled, it's okay. You can go back and fix it. Okay, so remember, this is the last slot. You see that? So we're going to bend these out like this, and then we are going to put glue under here and glue under here, and then we're going to pull it back out. Okay, and you just push it all the way down. There we go. Okay, now make sure that your butterfly body is together, and let's make sure that it folds, which it does. And then if you lost your butterfly body, let's get it put back in. If not, you're doing better than me. So look at how good you're doing. Okay, we're just going to go do the exact same thing as we did before. This slides into this, and this slides into this, and you just keep sliding until it stops. There you go. Look. Watch. It's folding. When you open it all the way up, there you go. Look at that. How cool is that? You are doing great. Look how good you're doing. Okay. The next thing is to put it in here. Okay. Now, of course, you want the fold to meet up. Okay. And you want this in the middle. And that's one of the reasons that they put the little slide-in card in here, is because there's not a whole lot of room. Okay. This is going to glue right in here. And the most important part, I got a little bit of glue on the front here. The nice thing about this glue is that it rubs right off. Okay, there we go. Okay, now, the biggest thing is you want this thing to fold. Because if it doesn't fold, it won't go in your envelope. Okay, so, and this is one of the reasons why I didn't do the front. Because if we mess up the inside, we have to redo all of it. And you might as well not even have to do that when you can avoid it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to match this pretty much right there where the pink goes. And then this, and then we're going to fold it. Okay, so we're going to do the back first. Okay, you want to glue these tabs really good. Okay, because they're the ones that are going to take most of the force. Don't glue the purple, only glue the green. And you want to make sure you get all the way around your edges. Get your leaves done. Simple, simple, simple. Whoever's getting this is going to love it. Of course, and I'm sure I probably already told you this, you can change this from thank you or get well to happy birthday, happy anniversary, anything like that. Okay, there we go. We got all of our glue on. I think it might be easier for me to see and for you to see. Okay, we are going to put this real close to the edge. And if you're really worried, you keep this closed like this, and you move it like this, and then you're going to set it right there in the fold. You're going to make sure you get it kind of in the middle. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then you're going to fold it just like that. There you go. Okay. Now, you got that side glued. And if you want to, you can rub your hand kind of underneath your purple thing like that. Okay, look at that. Look how cool that's going to look. Okay, now we got to do the other side. And actually, this one's easier because all you got to do is close the card. So, let's make sure we get good glue on all these tabs. We don't want them popping out. And along this edge, especially where it's going into the fold. Okay. So, get all your glue on. Make sure you get all these little pieces. So, yes, I'm going to send this to my aunt. And if you like doing these, then check my channel. I have almost all of them. Like I said, I'm getting ready to do the dragon one and the gift one. And I think I will be done, and I will have to move on to whatever I decide what my next thing I'm going to concentrate on. But I really like doing cards because, number one, they're expensive. Okay, now you got all your glue on here, you see? Now, all we're going to do is we're going to close the card. Watch. There you go. And we're going to smush it good because the biggest thing is you want to make sure that it folds. And look at that. You did it. Look at what a great job you've done. Okay, now let's go ahead and now all we got to do is do the front and then you're ready. You're done. I told you could do it. Okay, we're going to glue the frame around here. Okay. There we go. Just like that. And remember, you're going to match up at the very top. And it depends on whether, do you want the roundy part? Do you want the little heart part? I like the heart part. So you're going to match this top circle exactly. And it's actually going to come and kind of hide these leaves. Because if I did it a different size, it wouldn't work. Okay, there we go. Now, you see all those pieces of glue that are squishing out? This is why you let it dry while open for overnight, a few hours. You want to make sure that all your glue is dry. Now, again, the reason I did all of these kind of the same colors is because I didn't want it to be super busy, you know? Now, this is all depends on what you want to do. I like it where it comes really close to meeting right here. But if you want it lower, like that, you can. But I like it higher. So I am going to put this up. And, you know, it's your card. You get to choose. And I am going to put this up about right here. And I am going to actually cover up so it's just the purple showing here. Okay. And then I will put my 2 flowers, and you will be done. Okay, I am going to put that. I want it on the purple and close to the end of whether you're doing thank you or get well. Okay, and then we're going to put this flower here on the other side. Kind of even. You see where this little curly Q is still sticking out, just like that. Okay, now we've got your flowers put on, and the last thing we need to do is our leaves. So, and this is your choice. Again, it's your card. Okay, the smaller end, the smaller tip thing will go behind the flower. Now, I want to cover, this is just a personal thing. I want to cover this, the edge of this. So I know I want to put one here. And then, of course, if you just want to do one flower for each, one leaf for each flower, if you want to put, you know, one here, one on each side, whatever. I just decided to do mine, put 2 on each one as, you know, together. So it's your card. You get to decide like that. There we go. Nope. I got it. Sometimes I don't want it to get caught coming out of the envelope. So I'm going to make sure that I put it. And then this one probably here. Okay. So I'm going to slide it right up under here. Sometimes if you bend it, you'll get a little bit more, let's see. I'm going to angle it a little that way. And then the last one. There, just like that. There we go. Look how cute that looked. You got your card, you slide it in. I usually slide it in till it's even with the pink, just like that, so they can see it. And there you go. You're done. Look how great you did. I'm really proud of you. Look at that. How cute is that?